Welcome along and welcome back to Frühling. I have just finished my horse ride for the morning and we're going to put our horse back in the paddock. Give it a quick wash. We stop here. Should be able to open these gates and ride straight in. There we go. So we'll close those up and get the horse cleaned. And now what we need to do today is get the rest of the sunflowers planted. So that's where we're headed today for the last... Well, we want to get sunflowers planted in our second to last field, I think. And we want to get corn planted in the other one. We can't do much else today. We can't hire any workers or anything like that, because we have a severe shortage of money. We've got minus 748. And I'm very much considering going and grabbing the lettuce that we've got on the farm and getting that sold. Because that's a resource that we're very easily able to get back. And as a result, we'll be able to fairly swiftly get a little bit of money in. We only need about 10,000 to get us through the next few months. And that will be the easiest way to do it. I'm not quite sure why I backed out of the shed that way, but we've made it round now. And my seeder, my planter, that should be down here somewhere, I think. I did sort of, there it is, hiding in the bushes. This is a good area for us to put our equipment, but if it's put too far back like this, it gets very hard to find it. Now, we did not use a lot of seed last time seeding the sunflowers. It was, yeah, only 40% on that very large field. So this should be plenty to keep us going. Let's head out with this. We are a little bit low on fuel on this tractor, but as I said, we've got no money at the moment, so I can't actually get it refueled. We will have to go and do that once we've sold some stuff and can make some money back that way. And look at our crops. Our crops are looking very nice at the moment. I don't think we've got... we're going to need to weed the crops that have come up from last time. So I need to keep an eye on that. That's a job that we need to do. And because we have this lack of money, we're going to have to do a lot of these jobs ourselves. Let's bring this round here and unfold it. And this will work nicely on this field. 2 fields of sunflowers, I think, is going to be a really good level of cash for us. This, of course, will be harvested a month after the field that we planted last time. Not a huge problem. Will give us a little bit of a break, and we might end up doing the corn in the middle, because the corn is the other crop that I want to plant today. And if we can get that planted too, then that will be all of our fields done, and we won't actually have much to do between now and harvest. Getting this all sorted nice and quickly and bringing ourselves up for the middle of the year is going to be excellent for us doing the grass work and getting the cows sorted and making sure there's enough food in there. We might even be able to make some excess silage and sell off a trailer or 2 of that. That would be a nice, easy way to do things. In fact, that might be something that we can do today. A trailer full of silage, knowing that next time we're going to be selling off or going to be doing our first cut of grass for the year is not a bad call. Silage prices at the moment aren't great, but we have 24,000 litres of it. So just selling off 1 trailer would be enough to get us out of the red. I'm actually more tempted to do that. We've got a really quick turnaround on that, and the lettuce is actually worth a lot of money. Let's back this up into position and get it down. So it might be worth just doing that. Just taking a trailer full of silage, getting that sold, and making the cash off that, I think that would be a really good way to go. My other worry today is the weather. We've got rain on the way. Thankfully, it's not until middle of the afternoon. It won't last very long when it does. So that will not impact us as much as I fear, I don't think. Especially as it's only 20 past 9 and we are already 2/3 of the way through this field. It really is not taking long to get the sunflowers in, especially considering, or I think because we're not having to fiddle with the other tractor. We'll be able to bring the other tractor, get this field rolled, and get that all done, and yeah, basically have this field done, or these fields done really quickly, because what I'll do is we'll switch over to the corn. We've still got 43% in our planter, and we'll be able to turn around and get the second field done today as well without much hassle at all. This is a really easy planting and gets our farm nicely ahead. Means that we are growing wheat, oats, sunflowers and corn on here, which is also a good mix and fits our harvester really well. And that is field 5 all done. And we'll lift that up. We'll turn off our seeder and switch it over to the corn. And then if we come out through here, we can go around this tree with corn set up to plant and just get started on our second field on field 6. And yeah, in with the corn on here. So turn it on, drop it down, and away we go with field 2. Looking at the crops that we're doing on here, this should be the only field that we need to plow next year. We can get a cultivator on everything else, so that simplifies things a little bit for us as well. Does mean that we're probably going to want a new piece of kit after this year's harvest, and that will of course cost us a little bit of cash, but it means that our environmental score should increase overall. Doing too much plowing each year, that has a negative effect on our environmental score, and we want to minimize it as much as possible. But crops like corn, we do actually need to go and do that and get it plowed afterwards. I wonder if the next year it is going to be worth expanding ourselves into some vegetables or potatoes or even sugar beet or something like that, maybe, and seeing what we can do. I'm wary on all accounts there because of the extra equipment cost and the time it takes to do them, and just a single field of those could be quite time consuming. However, if we do manage to earn enough money to expand the farm after this year's harvest, it would be something where we might look to expand our crops as well, and therefore try and expand the profitability of the farm as well. Last row to get seeded, and then we're done with our seeding for the year, which is fantastic. We just need to go and get the roller and get this rolled in. That will not take us very long either. We are, well, we've only just gotten 10 past 11, so we've still got plenty of time in the day to get these done. And I'm just wondering if there's anything else we need to do on the farm beyond this. And yes, the weeding is the thing that we need to do. I think what we'll do now that we've got these fields planted is we will go and get the trailer on the Deutz. We'll go and sell off a trailer full of silage, which won't be a huge amount. That'll probably give us just enough money to get a hired worker working, and then we can get this tractor with the weeder doing getting the weeds sorted on our fields that have grown since last month, and get that job done, and we can get back in the doits and get the rolling done. I just realized as I'm disconnecting this, we don't need a weeder, and we've come across this before. None of our fields on the farm are going to have weeds for a very simple reason. We've plowed everything this year, and when we plow things, we don't get weeds. So actually, I don't even need to sell the silage. We are in a position where we don't need a third tractor, or we don't need our second tractor running. We can just continue on with the jobs that we've got. The one thing that I am very tempted to sell some silage for, because it would keep us going for a while, but I think we're actually okay, is in the sales, apart from the very lovely defender, which we can't get enough money for, there's more chicken feed. And for £907 with 92% off, we could get 8 pallets of chicken feed. That is a huge amount of chicken feed there. But, and this is the crucial thing, we don't have the money. We don't have £907. We would have to sell stuff at a loss to get it. And I think we'd end up probably losing more money than we'd save in buying the chicken feed. And yeah, our chickens don't need the feed. The chickens themselves, they are at capacity and they're eating food really slowly. Yes, we're getting new chickens every 2 months, but the daily food cost is not increasing that fast. So I think I'm gonna leave that, and we'll see what comes up later. But it's, yeah, I think it's unnecessary for us. Again, exiting the barn at an angle which didn't make much sense. We want to be going this way, not the other way. We're doing good, and round, and so yeah, the only other job we really have to do today is getting these fields rolled, and that will finish them off. We are going to need to get a sprayer in the near future, so I need to raise some money for that. I'm presuming that the sprayer doesn't appear in the sales. We need... Do we need all 3 of these? No, that's a front tank. That's a front tank. So that's the Xylon's front tank. That's the GTA's front tank. And that's the sprayer. So we need 6,500. These are, yeah, from 1995. The Jacoby would also work at 14. No, 6,500. We want the Row. And we want the Xylon tank and the back. So we need 6,500. We are going to have to sell something to get that. But that will be worth doing, I think. I think that is absolutely worth doing. We do have a great demand, but nothing I think that is in our store at all. Yep, it is a great demand for barley, and it's not that. Yeah, it's not a great price in the great demand either. So nothing to worry about, nothing that is actually going to improve our situation at all. But down to the field, unfold the rollers. Should unfold, yeah, there we go. And get this field rolled. We are under a little bit of time constraint, of course. We've got rain at 3 o'clock. That will cause us problems as far as actually working the field. So I want to get this done in time. Get the rollers down, and away we go. So yeah, we've got about 2.5 hours in game to get this done. So we'll roll on and get these fields finished. Quickest way to do this is alternate rows, which is what I'm sitting on at the moment. So we're turning pretty much a full lock. It's not fully alternate rows. You can see that that's quite thin between this, but it is allowing us to quickly turn nice and straight off the end of the field, and then get the next row rolled pretty easily. And I'm just sort of working my way around and keeping the field rolled fairly efficiently. This should be a pretty efficient way of doing this, and that will mean that we'll get this done nice and quick. In the actual roads itself with these lines, it's a lot easier to keep a nice straight roll while you're going through it. And we'll go and do the last row now and then work our way back as we have been. I'm hoping that's not going to be too big a gap, and no, we should be able to cover all of that with the roller. So yeah, this has worked out really well. Been nice and efficient. We're getting rid of all the small stones while we're rolling, and the nice bit of overlap that we're getting doing it this way means that none of those stones are being missed either. You do get that sometimes, where if you've not quite got your enough overlap in your roller, you end up with stones left. But that has worked really well on this sunflower field. So we'll do the same thing when we go to do the corn in a moment. The last little bit of our sunflower field, I'm not going to worry about lifting the rollers to start on the corn. We'll just come round here, line ourselves up and start rolling. Nice and simple. I'm getting the hang of this now. We are about halfway through this field. Avoid that tree there, so turning out a little bit early, but still very nicely lined up. We've got no stones on the first half of the field, and yeah, you can see why the overlap we're getting is clearing anything that gets missed earlier on up, and the nice alternating rows are allowing us to do that, and we're not taxing the tractor too much in the turns. It's turning quite easily and getting onto the next row, and I'm leaving just slightly less than the width of the rollers on the alternate rows, just to make sure that we get that overlap. And in fact, I think we might be able to again go over to the last row here and then work our way back, and that will mean that we only have 2 more rows left to finish off this field. And yeah, there's not a huge gap between this row and the next one, so that will easily be covered by the width of our rollers. And there we go. Both crops that we have seeded today are now rolled in and done, and that is all of our crops on the farm done and ready. We do need to get a sprayer, as I said, and sort that. And in fact, as it's only 10 to 2, I think we will go and just get a trailer full of silage and get that sold. That will just make things a little bit easier, and if that sprayer does turn up, this will give us some sort of indication as to how how much we can make from the silage. It may be that we still need to sell the lettuce in order to afford the sprayer, but I'm not too worried about that. I want to hold off on buying the sprayer until we absolutely have to. We will need to spray this field 12 here, before we hit the actual harvest time. And just looking at our crop calendar, We've got wheat in there. Yeah, if we do the grass work next month and spray it in June, that should get it before it's ready to harvest and maximize the crop, which would be brilliant. I mean, that would be absolutely fantastic. So we'll park this up and we'll go and sell a bit of silage, see how much money that brings us. But I think in order to afford what we're after, we are pretty definitely going to have to get the lettuce sold. So we will hook it up. Oh, not quite far enough back. So we'll back up and we'll get the trailer hooked up. Right, and out we come and round over to here. So I think this takes 12,000 liters. Let's see. We've got silage in there. I might take half of our silage this, which is fine. We're going to make plenty more. 11,700. Yeah, and it will fill it up. Best place to sell silage at the moment. So we'll make about 4,500 off this. That is going to be the biogas plant, and hopefully it will take it. So let's tag it, and away we go. Biogas plant is located at the top of the map, and we're going across a road that I've wanted to go across since I've discovered it on this map, and that's that bridge there. It takes us right up the top. This is not an area we've been to before, and this is not a huge biogas plant. Everything about this map is compact, and I really, really love that. Now, yeah, we should be able to back it up over here, and we'll see if we can make some cash from this. Add a bit. Yep, that's going in, and our money's going up. And as I said, we're going to get about 4.5 grand from this, I think. There we go. 3,644. 4.5 grand was 13,000 liters. So, yeah, we're good. And that's a nice little income from that. Gets us back in the black just as the rain starts falling. Wow, and look at this. This is our industrial area on this map. Got a lot of bits sort of crammed into one area. But again, really nice little area for that. Right, so we are back in the black. We have got our sunflowers and our corn planted. And we are ready for whatever the next month holds for us, which should be making probably some hay or some silage. I think we're probably going to make silage next time, unless we get a good sprayer available to us. For now, though, with the rain falling, there's not much more we can do on the farm. So I'm going to leave it here, which means that all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.